Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. I have been so moved, good morning, Aunt Mer, by all of the outpouring of support for the Ukraine and the Ukrainian people and the Russian people, because, you know, they're just kind of in there. Hey, Cindy, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Vicky. So I thought, hey, Linda, I thought it would be a great time to, since our art journals are a way for us to work out our feelings and kind of document our year, right? But artistically. So I thought that we would create a art journaling entry about peace. I thought that was nice. So if you are brand new here, if you would like, follow, and subscribe to Ann Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, I would greatly appreciate that. And then ask to join our private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Ann Corbiere-Scott. That is a place that is just the most supportive, encouraging, lovely artistic community. And it's just our little hidden gem. So we are inviting you to become a part of us. Be sure to answer all 3 questions, and then we'll let you in and we'll have ourselves a time. So what I thought I would do today is I want to continue to work with my brand new art printable, which is Donna. And so I printed mine just on copy paper this morning, and I'm going to create with this long-stemmed beauty again, and I'm going to fussy cut that so it's like a die cut to as an element on my page. So here's what I've done. So I just took a pencil and I just keep writing piece, piece, piece. There's something kind of cathartic about that, writing piece over and over again. So remember, art journaling is all about layers, right? So, and I didn't care. There's some like residual paint from this page. I don't care because I'm going to be creating layers and layers and layers of artsy goodness on this page, right? So I'm just going to continue to fill up, and I'm going to start it here and end it here, so that my word piece is kind of, what do I want to say? It's not all lined up. I wanted it pretty organic. Okay, so remember, so like I was saying, art journaling is all about layers, right? So our first layer is whatever our page is in our composition book, whether it's grid or lines, that's your first layer. Now our second layer is the words, right? In our handwriting, which is kind of cool, I thought. And then the third layer is, well, hey, Linda Wygant. Is that correct? Where are you from in Michigan? I'm dying to know, because I'm a Michigan girl. So I'm going to start painting this this background with the colors of the Ukrainian flag. And so we painted with them yesterday, so I'm going to continue with those same colors. So here we go. Gonna move my water. Everybody have a big water. So I pulled out all kinds of blue and yellow mediums, right? So I have my watercolors that I'm going to paint my base, my art journaling base with. But then I also have some distress inks in those colors. I have some art crayons in those colors. I have some Posca pens in those colors. I just have, and I have like the beginning of an idea, but I want to just create. I also pulled some things from my, I have a big envelope with all kinds of artsy bits in there. And so I have this heart stamp that I thought I could somehow incorporate, and this heart. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I don't know. So dig through your wherever you have your artsy bits. So I'm going to use a big brush and get some watery wash of color. And remember that we can do many layers of color, right? So the Ukrainian flag is blue at the top and yellow at the bottom. Isn't that beautiful? I just think that's such a pretty... And I don't care if my graphite moves underneath. I just want that... let's get some more color in there. I just want some... I just want that layer. Like, it doesn't really, that's not the important part to me. I just want those words to just peek out from underneath, right? And I have a piece of deli paper underneath my page that's going to catch any of my overflow, and it's going to protect the page underneath. I don't normally do that, but I know some people that's bothersome to them, so I thought I would give you some options. So I'm going to try and make a pretty half and half, although it's probably not perfect. Nothing that I do is usually. So I just want some nice deep color on there, but not too deep because I still want to see my words, right? So now let's clean our brush. And now let's do yellow. Let's do the bottom. There we go. I think there's just something, I found it quite cathartic to just write the word peace over and over again this morning. There's something about words, and there's something about repetition. I will not talk in class. That's the one I had to write a lot. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Good morning, good morning. There we go. Where did you live, Michelle? In Michigan. Hey, Cheryl. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. So now I've done Grand Rapids. Oh, nice. The western side of the state. So, Linda, what part of Michigan are you in? I'm dying to know now. Good morning, April. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, everybody should tell me where they're from. Unless it's my aunt. I know where she's from. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside to dry. And now I'm going to start to work on my flower. Right? So, like I said, I just printed this on copy paper. And I kind of don't know exactly where I'm going just yet. But I'm just going to start painting. Clean that brush. You know what? Maybe I'll use this brush. Just get a watery wash of color on there. There we go. And then this little bud, how cute is that? And then I think I wanted to have a green stem. I don't know, I'm just kind of feeling it this morning. And you can overshoot it because remember we're gonna be fussy cutting this anyway, right? So I'm gonna put a little bit of green there. And remember, when you print on different substrates, you're gonna get different results, right? Painting on copy paper is very different than painting on watercolor paper. So just keep that in mind. I'm gonna put a little bit of yellow in here so that we have that nice continuity as we start to contemplate our composition. Okay, so now I'm gonna set this aside to dry. And I'm thinking about these two pieces. So I'm gonna get a piece of paper towel out. So I really want, I just want the heart. But look I have this little piece from the envelope that has some snowflakes. I thought that was kind of cool. Hey Lenora, how are you this morning? And I'm going to, and you know what's crazy? This didn't really get canceled. Kind of interesting. So I'm going to just use that one. So I'll save the little Uncle Sam ones for another project. I don't know if I can peel this off or, I don't know. Well, we'll see. Anyway, so I have these three little components that I kind of want to do something with. So I'm thinking I'm going to knock them down a little bit with some color. So I'm going to come in with my blue watercolor. I should need to turn that so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just pulling color off of my palette, or out of my pans onto my palette. So let's get some blue on this little piece of embossed envelope. This is not going to take color very well, but we'll get a little bit on there. Because it's slick, but you never know. You never know what'll happen. Okay. And look at how different the same color looks on here and here. These two different substrates, right? This envelope versus this punched out heart. So let's dry those to the best of our ability. This one's drying really well. The other one's, well, that one's drying. The stamp, I don't know. Okay. So now let's set these aside. It's hard to find clear spots now. So let's bring our art journal back. And let's, I'm going to dry this because now I want to really start to build some, build lots more texture and visual interest. And for that, I need this to be dry. But remember, you can do your visual interest however you choose, with whatever supplies you have. I just think it's a powerful exercise to let's try this while we're at it. Why didn't we dry this one? It's a powerful exercise to document big moments in your life, in your art journal, and that helps you just kind of process things a little bit too. Okay. So this one, I feel like I want to deepen my colors a little bit. Oh, that's still a little bit wet. Deepen my colors a little bit. But I'm feeling like maybe I want to do that with a different medium, you know? Like maybe my art crayons or maybe some colored pencils or I don't know. So I'm going to fussy cut this flower. So I can kind of start to formulate my plan for my composition. So I like to leave a little bit of white space around what I'm cutting out. I just like that look, but you know, you do you. And remember that copy paper on top of notebook paper, of composition book paper, those are similar weights, so one isn't going to weigh the other one down. It's just gonna lay on top really nicely. Da-la-la. I think I'm pretty close there. So is anyone creating alongside me today? On art journaling day, just have your supplies ready to go. Because you just never know where I'm going. But we're going to put color in here. I mean, it's all pretty simple supplies, right? It's all things that we all have, right? Watercolors, a pencil, and your art journal, right? A pair of scissors. The next things are all things that if you don't have what I have, you can absolutely substitute with whatever you have, right? We're just going to just start to create. Almost done. Tam, are you creating with me? Hey, Cheryl. Did I say good morning to you already? I love when you all say good morning. I do. Of course you are, Lenora. Oh, there you go, Tam. That's perfect. That's perfect. Okay. So now I want my flower on this side of my page. I don't know why. It's just kind of how I envisioned it. So, look at that. So pretty, just like that, isn't it? But I really want to think about, I want to have like a little bit of a cluster down here. That coming from the side, maybe. I don't know. Oh, kind of digging that. But now I want to do some stencil work on my background, so I have a little bit more visual interest. So I'm going to come in with, you know, my favorite stencil that just always happens to be on my desk. So I was going to tell you, on my Distress inks, I have a foam that I just tape on the back side. So then then the one, obviously I haven't used tumbled glass in a while. Then I always have the matching foam for that color, right? And I can't take credit for this idea. It was completely Tessa, my organized friend. Okay, so I'm just gonna come in, and she showed me how to, look at this. We took a, just a file folder label, colored it with the color, and then labeled it with the name. So let's come in and just randomly get some oh, look at that. Oh, I'm digging that. Yep. Good morning, Jan. We're doing a peace themed entry in our art journals today with the word peace and the colors of the Ukrainian flag. So shut up, look at that. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. Just that little bit of texture is just making me ever so happy. And then we just peel that foam off and stick it right back to the bottom of that color. And stick it down with our tape again. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to come in with mustard seed again. Oops. I just happen to like circles a lot. So I'm just, I'm using the big and the small version of this stencil. But you know, you use what you have. If you don't have a stencil, then you can use the netting bag from a bag of oranges, or, I don't know, anything that has holes in it. That's making me so happy, that little bit of texture. And the more you press, the darker your color is, but it's still pretty subtle because of the, because you're going tone on tone, right? Yeah, I didn't do bubble wrap this morning because I thought about it and I got it out, but I just decided not to. But you could absolutely do bubble wrap with your inks, with your with acrylic paint, with all kinds of things, right? So now I know that my big flower is going to be right about here, right? So now look at, it's even more defined. Like there's a better contrast now that I put that little bit of darkness in there. And I'm really liking that. Right, so now let's come in with some of our art crayons. So I chose Neos and Woodies, but whatever art crayons you have, or if you just have Crayola crayons, or if you have markers, whatever you have. I just know that I want to do some mark making on here, but I want it to be pretty subtle. So this one is actually golden ochre. So I'm going to wet my art crayon, and then I'm just going to come in and create some mark making in a little bit of a pattern on top of everything else that's kind of going on. That's just going to give us some really nice texture and new places to look. Do you know what I mean? I'm loving that. Now we can come in with, now look at, I have this golden yellow. Let's see what this one looks like on top of here. It's pretty close, and so that's going to give some really nice tone on tone. I'm digging that. And I'm just making like kind of ovally shapes, but oh my gosh, it could be dot, dot, dot. It could be whatever you want it to be, right? I also have this big woody. Right? And this too, it's going to look like not much is going on, but it's there. And you'll start to see the subtle, just the subtle layers of color and texture. Oh, I'm loving that. Okay, so now let's do some mark making in the upper half of this flag. And different art crayons are going to give you different effects. They're going to go on differently. They're going to like this one is kind of scratchy as it goes on. I want this one to kind of go off the edge. I'm kind of digging that, right? Let's come in with our woody, see what happens with that. Oh, that's kind of nice. Hey, Kat, how are you? These are kind of big splotches of color, just digging it, right? We're just building lots and lots of visual interest, just lots of depth, right? Because as we create, we can see the grid pattern in my paper. We can see the written words. We can see the watercolor. We can see the stencil work. We can see the mark making on top, right? That's the beauty of art journaling, is just layers and layers, and that all those layers peek through. Everybody take a drink. Okay, I'm kind of digging this. I'm feeling like I want to dry this before I kind of come in with some more layers. Yeah, I just used a regular old pencil. I just used a pencil to write my words, Catherine. And then I watercolored on top of that. And then I stenciled, but everything is tone on tone. So everything is yellow on top of yellow on top of yellow, blue on top of blue on top of blue, right? I'm really digging this. And now I'm really thinking about my flower and my heart and my stamp, you know, my ephemera that I want to include on this entry. So I'm going to bring those pieces back. Where's my paper towel there we go. Okay, so I think I want to, so for this one, this heart, I want to write the word peace in Ukrainian, and I looked that up this morning, and it is M, let's find pen, M, and then a backwards N to us, and then P. So let's go, M. I thought that would be a cool thing to include. And I'm also, like these, I feel like they're kind of, well, what if we see what happens if we add a little bit of art crayon to these? That's kind of cool. I'm just scribbling, I'm not wetting it, I'm just scribbling around the edges. Just kind of giving it a little more texture. Shut it. I'm liking that. And this, because we already have this cool embossing, then we can kind of almost do like a rubbing, and look at how much that has enhanced it. Like now I can really, the embossing just pops. Let's try a little bit darker. Let's go a little darker and see what happens. But I'm being pretty light-handed with my crayon because I want my rubbing to be pretty subtle, right? I don't want it to be solid blue or the solid dark blue. I just want it to be, I want everything to kind of be in the same tonal family and the same level of distress. Does that make sense? So this, let's go around the edge with this crayon. It's just going to make our heart pop just a little bit more, isn't it? But now I really want to soften that, so I'm going to come in with a wet brush. I'm just going to start to move that color just a little bit. Okay, and now let's come in with this darker blue, but just a little bit on the very edges. That's going to be kind of cool. And we can do the same thing. We can just move that color with a wet brush. There we go. Oh, so pretty. What if we do a little bit of that in here? And it's cool because the stamp has that natural, that ridge for the, you know, the die cut. And that's a fun place to add a little bit of crayon to really make that ridge kind of pop. Oh, I love that. Okay, so there's those three pieces, and now we have our flower. What are we going to do to that to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit? Let's come in with some art crayon. That's going to add some, a little bit of dimension. And I'm just kind of scribbling it on there. I'm not being too precise. And I'm doing a little bit of pulling some of that color along the lines of those ridges in the petals, but not wet. I want some of the crayon marks to show, because that's kind of interesting, and some nice texture that just kind of happens. Let's do this little bud the same. Get some of those crayon marks going. Look at that, it's so pretty. Okay, let's see. Well, I have this green and it's super dark, but it's kind of, I don't even know what color it is. Greenish blue maybe is what it says. I don't know. But I just thought it might be kind of cool to get a little bit of that going. Just every now and again. And then we can move that with our wet brush. Right? I just like that when it looks a little bit, I really like it when it's loose. Right? Look at that. So pretty. That's making me so happy. And you know what? Remember, I had no plan except my colors. Remember, don't overthink it. Sometimes I think we just overthink things. And in art journaling, we should just go with what's kind of what we're feeling in our heart and soul. You know? So I'm going to dry this sky. And I'm feeling like, I don't know, like I need a little more contrast. Like I'm liking this very much, right? I want this to come in from the side. Shut up, I'm loving that. And this heart right here. I'm loving that. But I don't know. Like I don't know. I need to take a ponder. Like maybe that needs to come over here. Yep. Maybe these don't need to be as connected. Me too, Jan. I just feel like it's a way to like, you know, it is such a helpless feeling, isn't it? When things are happening to our fellow humans by another human. It's just gross to me. But, oh, I wanted to, so I also have some Posca pens that I wanted to kind of, use some paint pens. So it can be Posca pens, it can be, who's the other paint pen maker? Dang it. I don't know. Sharpie, maybe. Okay, so, and another thing I was thinking is I feel like it needs some white splatter. Like I feel like it needs something else kind of going on. So let's get a little, like it just needs some brightening, I think. So let's get a little bit of bleed proof white. And let's add some water to that. I'm sorry, can you see what I'm doing? There we go. And let's just mix that up to get a pretty nice consistency. Yep. I could do this forever. This splattering. It just makes me happy. Okay. So now we need that to dry. So we could help it out a little bit. How are we doing on time? Got about 15 minutes. I got lots of experience with my splatter, Jan. Been splattering for a long time. I've tried all the techniques of splatter too. And this is the one that seems to work the best for me. But I feel like the white is helping me a little bit too. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Posca pen, my blue Posca, and I'm going to kind of draw some loose, circle-y, square kind of things around my blue with this one. Again, it's pretty subtle, but that's okay. Everything doesn't have to scream at you. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes subtle is good. I like to continually just revitalize the flow, so I'll prime it on my paper towel every now and again. I love this because it's just this really subtle kind of a halo almost around those art crayon. Shut up. Now let's do some yellow. The same thing. I'm gonna prime it, get it going. Now let's do, oh, look at that. And I just, it's pretty loose again. I just like to kind of a scribbly circle around some of the crayon mark making. You don't want to be too much. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to do it around everything. You want to do it in just enough to give some more visual interest. Hey, Mary, how are you? Okay. Oh, I'm loving that. I have white, but I don't know. Maybe I could just do some mark making with my white. But I already have the splatter, so I don't want to do too much. And sometimes going on top of some of those other marks, that's really interesting too. You just get something kind of fun going on, you know? Hey, Jennifer. How are you? Welcome. We are working on a art journaling entry in our art journal that we created out of a composition book. I'm going to dry a little bit. Hey, Deborah. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're brand new here, if you would follow and like Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, I would greatly appreciate that. Follow, like, and subscribe. So then if you hit that little bell, then you will always know when I go live. That's a cool thing. And then ask to join our private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott. That is the best creative community you'll ever belong to. Everyone is so kind and so generous with their love of your art and your efforts. It's just the best. So answer the 3 questions. They're all super easy. Hey, Maureen. Anyway, follow and like and subscribe to Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs. And you can also share what I've created. You can share my videos, and you can please comment. Let me know you're here. I love that. I love that. Then we got a nice conversation going, you know? Okay, we got like 10 minutes. All right, so now I think I want to start my assembly. So I'm going to use my glue stick on my deli sheet. So then if it goes off, it just goes onto the deli sheet, right? Because I want a nice smooth application of my flower to my page. Okay. Now, let's get this guy in our book. Stop it, you guys. It's making me so happy. Look at how pretty that is. I love that. All right, and now we have our 3 little pieces. Thank you, Jennifer. That is my brand new art printable called Donna, and it's available on my website, Corbiere-Scott-Designs.com. There's a link in this video, at the beginning of this video. And if you want to watch the whole process, just watch this video over. It's saved. It'll be here till the end of time. You can watch all of our bits and pieces. Okay, so this, remember, this is piece in Ukrainian. I'm digging that. And then let's do this little, I'm kind of licking that. It's almost like a little page marker, isn't it? I'm digging that. Maybe, oh, I'm loving that just the way it is. I got to remember it. So let's stick this one down first. Sticky fingers. And this one. And just note, this doesn't have to be the end. You can, I mean, that's the beauty of art journaling, right? Art journaling means that you can just keep on keeping on. You can, ooh, kind of liking that. You get to just keep growing it as much as you want. Now I got to decide where I want this guy to go. I kind of had it over here, but now I'm feeling like I want something there. And it's not like I don't have scads of stuff that I could add. That's for sure. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. So just know that it can be whatever you want it to be, right? You can, hey Sarah, it can just be your little way of showing support to the Ukrainian people, right? Just work out those feelings in an artistic way. That's, I'm telling you, I think that's just the way to go. It's better than yelling or eating a cake or, do you know what I mean? This, like, we've got all of our feelings out, our hopeful feelings, because I'm kind of all about hope. And we have a pretty entry into our art journal. So if you're brand new here, please like, follow, and subscribe to Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and then ask to join our private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Corbiere-Scott. But because this is what we've been creating this year, and you can absolutely follow along, right? Okay, so at the beginning of 2022, we started, you just need to get yourself, okay, Jennifer, you just need to get yourself a composition book. It costs like $1, right? And you're going to go through all of my videos, my Pop and Paint Party Art Journaling Edition videos, and you're going to be able to create a cover, the front cover and the back cover, And then we just started creating. So this was one of our, let's see, where's the first thing that we created? Where's my plan? There we go. Okay, so we did some, this was one of our entries that we did. And these are all free classes every Tuesday and Thursday right here on Corbiere-Scott Designs. I know it's fun, isn't it, Tam? It's super fun. And I think because it's a composition book, you let go of some of the inhibitions that people have sometimes with an art journal, right? Here's another one that we started. And just note in art journal, here's some mark making catalogs that we've created, and you'll see you can continue to grow and grow and grow with them. Here's another entry that we did with my with this art printable. It is the best way, isn't it, Jan? I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Card Candy 2 art printable. Here is one version. Here is another version. Here is, we do also do artist study. So here's Grant Wood. Here's when we celebrated the palindrome. More mark making catalogs, because then you have this reference file with you at all times, right? Here's today's Shut It. Look how cute it is. Here's when we studied Paul Cézanne. Next week, we are going to be studying Klimt. So I get Gustav Klimt, and I can hardly wait to share that one with you. I believe it's next week. And then here is another version of that scribbly. That's a whole process, but it's super fun and super simple. Anyway, today's word for March Meet the Maker is plan, and I just thought that was kind of ironic and funny because my word for this year is plan, my one little word, because I'm not a great planner. I'm working on it. I try really hard. We did the Super Bowl interactive page, and so I put that in my art journal because that is part of my year, right? Part of my artistic year. Anyway, and there's another version of the absolutely. I love his work too. I love it so much, and I can hardly wait to share him with you this month. And his immersive show starts this month. This page was all started because of this sticker. I colored this background and I was like, oh, wait a minute. I know I've seen those colors before. And I had bought this soap called Monkey Farts. And so I was like, it's that sticker on that soap. So I absolutely created this whole layout because I had these colors already here and then that sticker. So just know art journaling is just for the fun of it all. It's just for the fun of it all. And we meet here every Tuesday and Thursday. Sometimes we make cards. Sometimes sometimes we make cards. Sometimes we art journal. You just never know what artsy, but it's always artsy. It's always artsy. So get yourself a composition book and join us every Tuesday and Thursday. We'll have ourselves a time. We always do, don't we? I know she doesn't like the word fart. It was the, you know what? So funny, Aunt Mer? That was the F word in our house. That's so funny. I know. And if she listens to this, she will be mad. She'll be mad that I said it. Anne Marie. That's what will happen. That's for sure. Okay, we are almost done. And I can't believe I'm done right at an hour. That never happens. I adore you all. Thank you so much for hanging with me today. Let's Oh, that's so funny, Jan. We have all kinds of similarities, don't we? Anyway, continue to art journal. Continue to create those backgrounds, right? Continue to work on the ones that you've already started. Don't feel like you have to. Oh, I'm so glad you found me too, Deborah. Don't feel like it has to be a finished piece of art, right? Work on it when you can, and it's always going to be there for you to come back to. Art journaling is all about the experience and the journey. It's not about the finished masterpiece, right? So just know that it's a constant work in progress, and it's so fun. I'm so glad so many of you found me today, and I can hardly wait to see what you create. So let's post make sure that we post in the private Facebook group, and have a tremendous Thursday. Bye, everyone.